Gentiles. The whole Christian church is calling themselves Gentiles. Oh, we're the Gentiles, that's for the Jews. The Ten Commandments are for the Jews. The Ten Commandments is for all of Israel, and as it is written, all of Israel shall be saved, because the dispersed among the Gentiles are going to graft themselves back in now that the good news has come and Yeshua's died for your sin one time, so that although you were given a bill of divorce, God pulls a fast one on Satan, has his only first begotten son come in all his authority, and all mine are thine and thine are mine, and die, so that now if the husband's dead, the wife can remarry again and you can reconcile with God. You want to be a Gentile? No Gentiles enter the kingdom of heaven. There's 12 gates with the name of the 12 tribes on them. There's no Gentile gate. There's no Christian church gate. There's no I went to church every Sunday gate. You have to receive a white stone with a new name on it when you overcome. That's how you enter into the kingdom of heaven. And you want to say that you're already in the new covenant, and for some reason you think that in the new covenant you won't be keeping the Ten Commandments? Where's the sense in that? You don't need to tell people anymore to know God, because all will know God. And what does it mean to know God in 1 John chapter 2? Anyone that says they know God and didn't keep his commandments is a liar, and the truth's not in him, because to know God is to keep his commandments. It's plainly written. So you think you won't be keeping the commandments in the new covenant when everyone knows God and keeps his commandments? And you think you're already there? But out the other side of your mouth, so you're in the new covenant, but out the other side of your mouth you're Gentiles, when the new covenant's only made with the commonwealth of Israel? Hebrews 8, Hebrews 9, Jeremiah 30, Jeremiah 31. Behold, the days come when the Lord will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah and with the Gentile. Wait, no, it doesn't say that. The house of Israel and the house of Judah. Only those two houses, which together, when those two sticks become one, make the commonwealth of Israel. So check this out. Go ahead, open your Bible up, and go to Ephesians 2. You guys love this chapter. Ephesians 2, 8 and 9, right? Why is it not loading? Well, good news is I can probably recite it. For you are saved by grace through faith. So don't boast. Not by works, but by grace through faith. What is grace? G5485. Divine influence on the heart. Use a Strong's Concordance. Don't do despite under the spirit of grace, and if you do, how much sorer punishment do you suppose you're worthy of than being stoned under 2 or 3 witnesses in Moses' law? You can't do despite under unmerited favor. Grace in Titus says it teaches us to deny ungodliness and worldly lusts. What does unmerited favor teach you? What does favor of any sort teach you? Nothing. So you're not saved by works of the sacrificial law. You're saved by that conviction that God puts on your heart to keep the covenants of promise, which we're about to follow in the next verses. So remember, before the Messiah came, at that time, I'm paraphrasing Ephesians 2, 8 to 13, because for some reason it's not loading on my internet. Before the Messiah came, at that time, you were those of the circumcision of the flesh called you Gentiles. I wish I could pull it up at that time. In times past, the circumcision of the flesh. In times past, basically, the Jews were calling you Gentiles. But now that the Messiah has come, because at that time you were strangers from the covenants of promise. You were alienated from the commonwealth of Israel, strangers from the covenants of promise. But now, because the Messiah has come, you can keep the covenants of promise and not be alienated from the commonwealth of Israel, but be a part of it. So you do that. This is Romans 11 as well. You do that and you become Israel. So the circumcision of the flesh made by hands can no longer call you uncircumcised, because you circumcise your heart. Go read it. all the way up to verse 13. But if you don't do this thing, keep the covenants of promise, you're without hope and without God in the world. Because you had no hope when you were divorced and given a bill of divorce until God pulled a fast one and sent the Messiah, good news. Now you have hope again if you keep these covenants of promise and you do have God in the world and you become part of Israel. So why don't you read the whole chapter? Keep the covenants of promise, you become Israel. Then when the new covenant comes along, you'll be part of that house of Israel, because that's where the Christian church, they're in the Christian church. If you're a Christian, you're part of the northern kingdom of the house of Israel, the northern kingdom of Israel, which is the house of Israel. And then when the new covenant comes, you're part of the commonwealth of Israel. But if you're not keeping those covenants of promise, and you want to adamantly claim that you're a Gentile, but then out of the other side of your mouth be part of the new covenant, it's not made with the Gentiles. You see the hypocrisy, you see the blunder? What an error. The covenants of promise, you got to go figure them out. June 29, verse 1 from Horeb. Where's the other one? What's the other promise? I'll put a rainbow in the sky because I'm pleased with you, Noah, because you could have ate whatever you want, but you only gave me the clean animals. The sacrificial law, though it was called the Book of the Covenant, was not given by promise. It was added because of transgression. If anything, it was a punishment. Don't serve that. You want to serve that? It was added because of transgression. Keep the 10 Commandments, the Holy Covenant of Promise. Luke 1, verse 72. And then eat clean. That's what to do. So when everyone's about to go into tribulation very soon, and Satan gets cast down over America, remember this. Keep every single one of the 10 Commandments. Watch the video I just did. Well, it's uploading now, so it will be after this on the videos tab. Keep the 10 Commandments in spirit and truth and eat clean. And then you'll be ready to be alive and remain, and you'll be ready to open the door after the wedding. Comfort yourselves with the words of 1 Thessalonians 4. And you see, the whole world's about to end as we know it. You got 3.5 years of great tribulation coming very soon because of covenant breaking. That's why Romans 1 is well underway. And pride comes before destruction. And no matter what you say, people just like, well, I'll just stay on this video for 10 hours until someone repents. Like, no matter what you say, people just don't listen. And it's frustrating. But then it's not frustrating because as it's written, all of Israel will be saved in Ezekiel 34. That's probably what Paul was quoting in Romans 11 as well. So whoever God's people are, whoever he considers the lost sheep of the house of Israel gets saved anyway. So if it's you, it might be you listening to this. Watch all my other videos. I got longer videos where I explain these things. Some of this stuff will blow your mind.